Hey everybody, welcome to week 14. We are getting dangerously close to the end of the term. So let's take a quick look at what is happening this week. And we'll talk about that. I am using my view first because I do want to remind you that I obviously am currently grading the presentations along with the civil rights paper. Um, Make sure that if you have not submitted those, that you do get that in as soon as possible. Like I said, we are coming down to the wire a little bit. And if you look at the schedule next week, the only thing is the final chance to turn in any work other than the final exam. So absolutely, end of the course is next week. And then final starts. Once final starts, you can only get very minimal credit on anything that is late. So make sure that we get those things in. So this week you are starting with the Handmaid's Tale. Your paper on the Handmaid's Tale is not due until the end of week 15. So you have a little extra time with it. But let's talk about that paper assignment so that we can get you headed in the right direction. So we are in the utopia or dystopia section, and our readings, activities, and assignments are, of course, The Handmaid's Tale. That's really the only reading assignment for this final unit. It is, of course, a novel, and there is a TV show on Hulu. If you are already familiar with the TV show and you want to talk about that in discussing The Handmaid's Tale, that's fine. But the paper itself needs to clearly show that you have read the novel. The TV show is good, but it is not the novel. So just kind of, makes sense of that. There's no discussion board this week or anything. So literally the only two things left to do are that final paper and the final exam. The final exam will open up about a week before the due date. And the paper assignment, of course, is already available to you. So in this module, we have read Margaret Atwood's great dystopian work, The Handmaid's Tale. People are often citing the novel these days as being not that far from possible. So what do you make of that notion? Analyze the novel using sociological criticism as your lens. You do need to have secondary research. I didn't put a limit or a minimum on it, but you do want to have more than just your take on the novel. So do research the novel as well. And of course, you can also use any reference sources that you need to if you want to talk about what a dystopian novel is, that sort of thing. You're welcome to do that. I did also give you a link in the assignment sheet to the Spark Notes. I find the Spark Notes helpful. Obviously, that is not really a source to use in the paper, but it can help you navigate essay topics especially, but also, it does a really good job of breaking down the characters and all of that good stuff. So this final paper is due on December 1st. So it is really the last thing other than the final exam. The final exam is not meant to be a tricky exam. It is something that you can take your time with. That's why it's going to be open for a full week before it's due. So that's really all that's left. Now, here's the most important thing though. If you have work that you have not submitted, you need to let me know what the plan is. So keep that in mind. But nothing can be turned in after next week other than the final. So we are down to the end. So everybody take care. Have a good week 14, a good Thanksgiving. And I'll check in with you probably next week. Take care.